Magician!
Hey YouTube, DogMagician84 here with Emma.
And we're away again.
Oh yes.
Back in the place we were at when we did the bean challenge.
Yep, and the Mad Libs. So, in this video we are finally talking about how we met and how we ended up getting together, which was 10 months ago now.
Yeah, it was, and this is where we stayed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, this goes way back. This goes back to 2011.
Yeah, that's when it all started, basically. And I basically met this one through YouTuber friends of mine. Now, I did mention some bits of our story in those videos where I talked about the first 3 Margate trips. Oh, basically, she heard my voice for the first time during a Skype call. Yeah, back when me and other members of the KCP would be on there almost every single night. You know, Emma Blue Eyes 10, Kalo Shade, Neo Nexodus, Darkness L, Scapegoat User, sometimes Ojana the Bomb. So me and the guys were in a call one night, and if I remember correctly, you heard my voice.
Yeah, it was something along the lines of I walked in and I heard Skype was going quite a lot of the time, and I had this very posh voice, and it sounded very I don't know how to explain it. It's not easy, and I just said to one of the YouTubers who was on the Skype at the time as well, and I said, I like that guy's voice, who is it? And that's when they came out with, pointed out on the screen and said, was it this guy? I said, yeah. And he said, oh, that's Richie. And I think something was mentioned about, he sounds all like really posh, like he wants to make a nice cup of British tea. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like, I swear half my family is posh, or posh sounding.
Your dad definitely is.
Yeah, even though he's from Liverpool.
Might be why you've got a bit of a accent and a posh voice.
Yeah, I sound more like my mum than my dad.
Yeah, I've noticed actually. Your mum's funny.
Yeah, whereas I feel like I'd be doing an impression of a Liverpudlian if I did the accent. Like, I'll have a pint of lager and a packet of crisps.
That's funny. What's the next stage?
Well, sometime later around about autumn, I think, we found one of us found the other on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, see that's a blur to me.
Yeah.
But I do remember when you came over the first time, and
Yes, that's the most memorable part.
Yeah, for anyone that's ever felt this, when someone walks through that door and you go all jelly-like feeling, when you think, Christ, someone so hot has just walked through that my front door, and when you get all like, I don't look good, I look crap, I think, what the hell am I wearing, why am I, and this guy steps in the door. So I remember it made me blush now.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's just so nice. I even put up a status actually, so I looked way back on my old Facebook and I put just wow. I mean, I was a bit weird back then, but I just felt so much more happier for that brief moment. And then part of me had to find out if you were single, and obviously you weren't technically,
well,
but that's not.
Yeah, that's another story which I've mentioned in a Q&A, which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, this was sort of an unexpected trip on the way to the CAF. after I arrived, we stopped by her place, and we were just like, hi.
Yeah, it was. I wish I remembered it really well. I had to look on some old YouTube videos to see it. But there was a little random moment filming at mine.
Yeah, compliments of Neon Exodus.
Yeah. Thanks, Liam.
Yeah, I was just on the sofa the whole time, just being all quiet and saying a couple of things.
Yeah, I could tell you were quite quiet as well. But you know when you just to look at that person or something, it's like getting to look at you.
Yeah. It was love at first sight, basically. Problem is, I didn't notice at first because this was round about the same time that I was making the stupid mistake of trying to get back with one of my exes, Anna, which I did talk about in a Q&A like a few months back, and we know how that shitstorm went. It was just stupid, really, trying to get back with her. Especially since we hadn't been in contact for 2 years. Even Kayla Shade said himself, exes are exes for a reason. I should have just moved on a lot sooner and known right away that it would have been love at first sight when it came to meeting you.
Yeah, it felt like love at first sight for me.
But I do know that it was either in late November or early December that year, like some point after I hit rock bottom, basically, where I started liking you. Because I was sort of catching on that you fancied me, and I was starting to feel the same way. And then we started talking a lot more.
Yeah, I kept looking at, not always, I'm not that bad, but there was times I was looking at your profile and thinking, pictures, I've got to look at them. And
I think I was the
commented
same,
on them.
fair.
Yeah.
And then it was coming up to the second Margate trip, which I talked about already. The main purpose of that being to celebrate Mr. Sasuke Dragon's birthday. And like I said, even though that and playing Yu-Gi-Oh with the guys was the main purpose, I was more interested in talking to you, really.
And coming to see me.
Yeah, and doing more to try and lead up to a relationship. And that was the first time we hugged, which was on camera as well. Also compliments of Neon Exodus.
I can mention one thing though.
Yeah.
When you did come over. See, the problem was that made it difficult was because I was living with an ex at the time, so it made things more complicated.
Yeah, it really did.
I mean, I could go into everything about that, but I think most people would be like, we probably know what it is about.
Mm.
You know,
Well,
it's you don't you need to get out of this before you do anything else. You know?
Yeah, there's some things we don't want to mention on camera, but yeah, that was a complication which I'll talk a bit more about later. As for the second trip, yeah, this was also when we watched The Orphan together. I don't know if anyone else was watching with us.
No, I don't think so.
But what I do remember was the toilet humour joke. Like, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but someone was looking up fart jokes, and I said, "Oh my God, too much toilet humour." Then she burst out laughing, and that made me laugh.
I remember you curling up in a ball on the floor. I think we did. 'Cause
Yeah.
your stomach was hurting as well.
And then when I was able to breathe, I said, "I'm sorry, shall I flush it out?" And then the following night was when we were properly celebrating Mr. Sasuke Dragon's birthday. Just partying, drinking, playing Yu-Gi-Oh, as you do. and also playing some Hangman as well. We had a private game of Hangman, and I basically used that to basically reveal my true feelings and simply say, I like you.
Yeah, and I just, when you just think for a moment, like, well, how did that even happen? It just shocks me right to the core, in a good way.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be with him really badly.
I wanted to be with you very badly. Unfortunately, we couldn't really get any privacy to talk about this further. Even during the third trip, which happened like a couple of weeks later after I left, I stayed in the same place, and this was the night where I kissed you on the cheek for the first time. Also something I brought up. She came into my room to say goodnight, and then we hugged, and I really wanted to kiss her on the lips, but I guess I just got really nervous and hesitant and worried that I was coming on too strong, so I kissed her on the cheek when I tried to aim for the lips.
Yeah.
Oh man! Way to ruin the moment.
We're in the moment. Oh,
See, it's proof. It's not just me. Oh well.
So yeah, stinks. Oh.
So yeah, that happened. Then we had like one other moment alone together the following day where she showed me the back garden and just hugged. That was it, really.
I remember that, and it was in my head, just everywhere, just saying, just kiss him.
Yeah.
I wish I did. I know they say the past is a past, but I just wished I'd kissed him and told you how I felt, and just said it. Even, well, we'll go further down in a minute, but like, even when you kissed me on the cheek, there was that night, I was laying in the bed in the other room, and I was facing the wall and just thinking, oh, I should get up and go in, or go into the hallway, or go to the toilet or something, and hope you come out.
Whereas I was just looking at the wall as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, just confidence issues got in the way. I've always had confidence issues, like with women, presenting college projects, learning to drive as well, which I lost my nerve with, but that's another story. So, yeah, this then brings the question, how the hell did it take 9 to 10 years for us to get together? Well, quite a few things got in the way. This ex being the main thing. I'm not going to go into the whole story, 'cause it's not something we like to talk about really, but well, to put it simply, it caused us to sort of, well, kind of
Backfire.
drift apart, not really. Basically, it led me to assume that she didn't want me after all. That's the simplest way I can explain without going over the full story.
Yeah, because it's annoying that I can't explain the full story.
Yeah.
Which is a reason why I was like that. But you know when you really like someone a lot, but you want to protect them in some way. So say if there was a really bad person in front of me.
Yeah.
Even any YouTubers that have that, where there's someone bad in front of them, then the person they like is the other side of the room. You're not going to want to just talk normally around them because you're worried that they're a bad person or something is going to get all funny about it and ruin it, or sometimes this love bit is being kept secret.
Mm.
But I really wanted to just tell him how I felt and just say it rather than just leave it, because I made the mistake not doing that. So it feels like I'm getting at you. I'm not. That's weird.
I know.
He. I remember putting up statuses on my Facebook because I looked back and I thought I put things like I'm really excited to move out of here and go home, because I knew, right, that's when a time when I can think, right, I better tell this guy, tell you that I want you, but unfortunately
Yeah.
I lost out. But it's not your fault because I should have said something.
Which brings us to the next obstacle. See, around about the start of 2013, I just assumed that you weren't interested in me anymore, which led me to getting together with another former girlfriend, Tash, who also fancied me. Yeah, we hung out like 2 or 3 times, went on a Valentine's date, then another date, then ended up getting together. And then this started a very typical chain of events. So moving forward over a year, we come to June 2014 when, out of the blue, you got together with Jay, Mr. Sasuke Dragon.
Yeah, it was in June the 14th.
Yeah. When I heard about this, I was like, well, that's kind of random, but fair enough. I'm happy for them. And then 2 months after that was when Tash dumped me and didn't tell me why, basically. Which is also something I brought up in a Q&A episode. So yeah, that happened. I was left a broken man, basically, again.
Which also made me feel like, of course I was upset because you had split up. Because I was always talking to him.
Yeah.
Talking to you while you're with Tash, you know, there was always something like, I thought, well, we're friends, I can at least talk to you.
Yeah.
But I think because you weren't living near me, it kind of helped get over it at times.
Yeah.
But then when you come back, it just always kept coming back even stronger. And it makes me sound bad because I was with someone, but this person that I was with actually understood, because he knew that I'd liked you.
Yeah.
Liked you before.
In fact, I remember, apparently he referred to me as a lovesick puppy back then. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, you weren't. It's cute though. But there was also that night when I found out you was single. It was really hard for me because I wanted to be with you but not hurt the person I'm with.
Yeah. And then, well, after Tash, I had 2 other girlfriends after that, and dates with women on Plenty of Fish, which of course never worked out, and obviously in 2018 was when I just stopped using it for good, because I had 1 too many bad experiences on there. So yeah, then there was that, and I don't know, I didn't really bother looking for anyone, like, from 2018 to like the end of 2020, because I was focusing on other things really. Yeah, and then moving forward a bit, I guess we can come to the main bit now. That'll come to the spring of 2021, last year, where I just randomly found out that you and Jay had split up. I was Like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
That's a long story as well, because it
Yeah.
was a 7-year relationship.
Yeah.
I expect some people might think different. They might think, well, did you really like Richie that much if you're with that guy for 7 years? But
Mm.
the problem was he wasn't that bad. You know, it's just... it's the same, you know, you've moved on.
Mm.
I tried to move on, but it didn't... You know, there was times when I just wished I was with you. You know, but it's not no one's fault.
Mm. It just really surprised me since you were together for so long. You know, this probably sounds really bad, but when I heard this, I couldn't help but think, wait, if Emma's single again, then maybe, just maybe, I still have a chance of getting with her. But obviously, I didn't do anything right away for a number of reasons, because I didn't know how long it had been since you split up. The other reason being...
April. That's when we split up.
okay.
So trying to get comfortable.
And this guy's a friend of mine, and I made a vow a long time ago to not let a woman come between me and a friend, because that did actually happen a few times in the past, and I didn't want history to repeat itself. And also around about the time was when I was getting more and more down in the dumps, and losing some confidence in myself. Obviously, since 2014, like I said before, shitty things kept happening in my life. And also, like before I found out that Emma was single again, there was this other woman that I did like, but nothing was going anywhere. Like, there was never an opportunity to talk lots and lots and lots to her and maybe build up to a potential relationship. But of course, she had a lot of things going on in her life, which is understandable. Stuff I'm obviously not going to get into, not my business. But I thought, what's the point? Nothing's going to happen. And then later on that year, I'd basically given up all hope of finding love. Although at the same time, I did still want a girlfriend, but I just didn't see the point in chasing someone I liked only to get nothing out of it, whether it just goes nowhere or I just get dumped or rejected again. Something that I've been so sick and tired of have happen. But then, of course, Emma changed everything. I think it was October where you started frequently messaging me again.
Yeah, it's really weird because I was in a kind of moment where I just wanted to find love, but again, you know, I can't say too much about my exes, but, you know, because they, you know, it's just anything really. It's on.
Yeah, actually, that's another thing I forgot to mention when you split up. I was also hesitant about doing anything because I didn't know if you'd be looking for anyone at that time.
Yeah, probably not affairs. I was just well, I kind of I mean, I got feelings for someone through lockdown, but that was a mistake. That never went anywhere. There was times where I was just really wanting to find someone, like to, you know, like real love. You know, just someone that will want to love me and be with me and love me for who I am. So I ended up for some reason something was telling me to message you, and it just happened. It's weird. Like, I even did this. This is going to sound weird, but I did this tarot reading.
Oh yeah.
I think I told you about that, didn't I?
Oh yeah, you might have done. Yeah.
It came up with something, and I can't remember what it said. I'll read it out. But along the lines of, there's someone out there that's quite sensitive, a bit older than you. Will have a potential relationship with. And I thought, okay. That was just so random. You might not be you. I'm joking.
I know. So in October, like last year, I decided, hey, we should meet up and see each other because it's been a while. So we did. Hung out for the whole day, basically. And not gonna lie, I was hoping all day that we'd kiss, but
I was being a pain again.
yeah.
Because I was a pain in the past, honestly.
But I wasn't gonna say that.
No, not in a bad way. It was just I was 19, wasn't I? 20, 21. So I was
Yeah,
still,
when we met.
yeah, so I was still a bit crazy at times. But not in a bad way. Just so I was really rubbish at talking myself about feelings and love and just. I think I just felt like my mind was somewhere else all the time because I was still living with my ex. You know, when that happens, you don't go and rub things in their faces, do you? Really,
Yeah.
you need to get out of the situation. Which is what I did, obviously.
Yeah. So basically, on that day, you didn't want to kiss, which I got. You had your reasons, which I respected.
Oh no, I wanted to kiss you, that really badly. No, that was to do with that whole guy thing in lockdown.
Yeah.
I needed to speak to him first. Not that he was I was his property or anything, but
Yeah.
I wanted to just talk to him and tell him that it's either going somewhere or it's done. You know, I was one of those, like, I wanted it to be done really, but I felt like I needed to tell him. But he didn't ever really bother meeting up with me. And even if it was gonna meet up, I still liked you anyway. So I would have told him.
Yeah. All the same, I respected your wishes anyway, although I spent the rest of the day hoping you'd change your mind.
Yeah. I'll tell you something really cute though.
Oh yeah, this is great.
When you left, because I had to go because I had responsibilities at home back then as well.
Oh, I thought you were going to mention the white feather.
Oh yeah, I'll get to that. Richie went off to catch the train, and I was thinking, I'm going to kiss him now because I'm saying goodbye, but I didn't. Again, it was one of those, and I just went off and he went. And you know that feeling where you stop and you just want to run back and shout, Richie? And then just kiss, but I thought, why didn't I do it? You know, it's like a punishment to yourself. It's just, again, it's a little confidence thing with me.
Thinking about it, I actually don't know why I didn't look back and think the same thing.
I think we did. I don't know. It might be.
I don't know. Even then, we continued messaging each other some more. In fact, like a week later, we were messaging each other into like the early hours as I was trying to help you get to sleep. I was talking to you about ASMR, how that might help, especially considering it's my voice.
Yeah, I loved hearing your voice. It's always so relaxing.
Then our old feelings for each other just basically resurfaced.
Considering that he said, right, as well, all these cute, lovely things that I've not heard from another man. We could lay under the stars together and he'd stroke my hair and
Yeah.
hug me and hold my hand. I mean, how cute is that? Yeah. No one's done that for me. He's a romantic
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh player. Well, only for me.
Yeah. So the messaging got more frequent, again, even into the early hours. Then a few days later, I just plucked up the courage to basically tell you that I love you. And then she was too shy to say it back, but I knew she felt the same way. Then a few days later, she said it, and I was like, I've waited so long to hear those words from you. And
Considering that you did say you loved me back then as well. You said I love you. I remember that.
and then the following night was when I decided, you know what, I'm just going to ask her to be my girlfriend. So I did, and she said yes. And that was in the early hours of November 1st.
Yeah. No regrets since.
Yeah, it's now September. It's probably the 5th now. I don't even know what time it is.
It is 5th. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's 12:10 in the morning.
Jeez, didn't realise the time. So, yeah, that was 10 months ago. And we've been together, happily in love ever since. So, yeah, it took longer than it should have done, but we finally got together. And, like I said to you earlier, you're the best thing to ever happen to me.
Same to you. It took us a long time. But again, we were meant to be with each other, and I think there's another story on this. Some people might believe it, some won't, but I do. And if you're watching it, you might think, yep, I believe this stuff. I believe in the feather theory. When they fall down in front of you, yes, they're angels and on the sky, and they give you a message. And there's some that say that it's leading to the right things. There was one point where I just randomly said, I was looking up at the sky, and I said, this is before we got together,
Yeah.
but I think we might have been talking, maybe we started talking after I said it, but I just said I wanted to find love, like real proper love. Because I was quite upset that night, I think. I don't know why. It's all lockdown stuff. And then I walked to the gym one day, and there was this feather, and it just fell down in front of me, and I thought, oh, okay, this is nice. And then another time was I was walking through this park, and I know me and you walked through there because we've come from the station to go to town.
Yeah.
There was loads. I'm talking millions of them on the ground, and I thought, what's going on? And then when me and Richie had that time together, when you first came down, we went up to a culver, this is a place near my town,
Yeah.
and we went up there and we had something to eat, and this feather just fell right down behind him, and I thought, wow. Then I looked back at it sort of later on, and I thought, that's a sign, because we're together now, you see. And I said that was the sign. That was what it was saying. Be with this one.
And here we are now. I must also point out that our first date was in November as well.
I was just going to say we didn't mention our first date.
Yeah, I had this big plan as soon as I got off the station. Got off at the station. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah. So the plan was to get off the train, run towards her, put my hands in her hair, and kiss her. But I guess I got really nervous again.
You did kiss me though.
Yeah, after a hug. And her kisses are just like I imagined.
Oh. Your kisses are lovely.
Your kisses are lovely too. And now, I've got to think really hard about what to do for our 1 year anniversary.
He's cooking me a nice meal this week though, apparently.
Yeah, that's the plan for now.
It'll be our 1 year anniversary. Let's make it 5. Oh, more than that. No, let's make it forever.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's make it a lifetime.
Yeah. I was going to say, how can anyone not want to be with you? Well, I'm not saying they didn't. He's got, I think, even though you say you haven't got much confidence, they did still really like you, and that's because you're a nice guy.
Yeah.
I think some people who are too overconfident, they're not kind of like, they don't get anywhere because they're too full on.
Yeah.
And I've had them, and my fair share of them, and I've just said to them, I'm not interested.
I could never be one of those guys who are like, hey baby, how about it? Oh, check out my big muscles. How about you and me have a shag?
Or how about I give you my number? What the hell?
It's funny. I guess I was just lucky regarding women over the years. I did have 11 other girlfriends before you.
I know.
I mean, not all of them were bad. Like 4 of them I don't talk about ever.
To me you have. But,
well, yeah. I think you were just curious, weren't you?
yeah. Not in the bad way though. Not in
Yeah.
the,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not
sure.
in the paranoid or jealousy kind of way. I don't get jealous. I think it's a silly thing really.
Exactly. Yeah. There's just no point.
I mean, if you had like 20 other women all around you wanted to touch you, I'd be like, hey, what's going on? I might get a bit jealous then, but that would be a normal jealousy thing, you know. I'd be like, why are you all touching him? Unless I allowed it to happen. But
I wouldn't want it to happen. It's like, no, very flattered, not interested. I
Yeah.
have someone. This also does go to show that it is possible to find love with Yu-Gi-Oh! It was a discussion I did bring up twice in 2 videos in the past, but obviously they're not there now, unfortunately.
and it also proves that long distance relationships really work. Because you have 2 other friends that were long distance and they're now living together, aren't they? And they've
Yeah.
been together a long time.
Yeah, that's true. A friend of mine met someone in America and now they're married. And my brother also met someone in America and they ended up getting married.
Yeah. I always say that the further away a man is, they're usually the ones that you end up being with because they're the best ones.
We're quite lucky distance-wise by comparison. Like, it only takes 3 hours to get from where I am to where you are.
Yeah. Just feels like a long way, don't it, when you look at it?
It really does, yeah. Especially if there's stupid things like train strikes and engineering work happening.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
It really does.
And where you live, it's beautiful.
It really is.
They'll all be asking you where you live now, because they'll all want to hunt you down. Like, I want to go and see Dark Magician.
Yeah, it's not something I'd like to disclose, really. But,
No, it's a secret. My hometown's a secret.
even though I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in other videos. Oh well.
Or where you live.
I know where you live.
Home Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But where?
Where? In the sea. I'm mostly in it.
Yeah. That's something I'm jealous about regarding where this one lives. She's close to the sea. I'm not. I don't get that luxury of having a dip after working in the sun.
And I like trees and things like that. Oh.
Yeah, it's difficult for us to reach an agreement on where we want to live together. But we'll figure it out one day. And yeah, that's the story of how we got together. And I have to say, it's at least one of the greatest love stories ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
Found each other after so many years of me crushing on this one so much back then.
And also because of the game I love.
And everyone else could see it as well. They could see that we liked each other. And because of the game. If it wasn't for the game, we might not have met. And if it wasn't for those people back then having that Skype call,
Exactly.
and you in it, you know.
It is so hard to imagine what my life would be like if I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And picked up a deck 19 years ago.
Paths are destiny, right? Paths are created for a reason.
There's actually a card in the game called Paths of Destiny. Problem is, it's an annoying burn card. I believe the effect is you toss a coin, and if you call it right, both players gain 2,000 life points or something. If you call it wrong, you get inflicted 2 grand. Actually, wait, or is it like if you call it right, you gain life points, the opponent loses it, and vice versa?
You know,
it's hard to remember.
We're going to have a duel. Me and Richie are going to have a duel later, hopefully. We'll have more time to actually do it this time.
Yeah, especially if the weather's going to be shit this week. Like tomorrow, or should I say today, is going to be perfectly fine, but looks like it's going to rain for the rest of the week, and apparently there'll be a thunderstorm on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday.
I love thunderstorms.
Yeah, this one loves them.
Yeah, I love watching it.
Me, not so much, but it's nice to watch them.
The lightning.
Yeah, I believe you said you wanted to watch one with me.
I do, yeah. It's nice if it comes from the seaway,
Yeah.
and you see it flashing over the horizon. Oh, it's lovely. It's beautiful. As long as it's not too close and you're not out in the open bit, you're fine.
Yeah,
I saw someone in the sea on a paddleboard, but did the right thing when there was a storm, but it came so suddenly.
Yeah.
He lay down on the board and he stopped every so often, just lay flat down on it. And then when the thunder went, he started moving a bit more, then he stopped, so he got to the beach basically. So he did the right thing because he lay flat down on the board, so he wasn't too much of a risk.
Yeah. You have to lie perfectly still, like.
Yeah, you just stay still. He was still a risk, whatever, really, but because he wasn't standing up, he wasn't a point.
Yeah.
So he laid down on the board, I mean, yeah, he probably thought, oh God, I'm going to die, you know, but he's doing the right thing by laying down and not making himself too visible for the lightning. He could have died, because if the lightning hit with water around him, it could have got him. Then when the thunder went and then the lightning went, that's when he thought he has his chance to move a bit more. Then you stop again, just because lightning comes before it would thunder.
I'd be shitting a brick if that was me. But at least I know what to do, thanks to this one.
If you're in an open field, lay down on the grass.
Yeah.
As low as you can. You still might be at risk, but at least you're less of a risk. It's no safer under trees. Because
because obviously the lightning can just strike the tree, split it in half, and if that falls on you, game over.
It's not just that. It travels in the tree and goes on to the ground with you standing on it, it'll electrocute you.
I did not know that.
Yeah. If you're under it's the same like if you're by a tree. You think you're safe being sheltered in them, but you're not, because if it hits it, the current goes through the tree, right through the tree and into the ground, and it does that, taps the ground, so it's actually...
The funny thing is, I learned about the tree thing through an episode of Thundercats, like a long time ago. I don't know if any of you ever watched...
I thought you were going to lay back, I'll start up to
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. You can say that. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how many of you watching are familiar with the 80s version of Thundercats, not the one that came out in 2011. But there was one episode where Wily Kit and Wily Cat were hiding under a tree when it was pouring down with rain, and Lionel, the hero, said, "You're in the forest, under the tree, get out of there."
I don't remember that.
Well, that's not surprising. It is a classic 80s cartoon after all. Yeah, and I have all the season 1 episodes of that as well. I love how we talked about the conversation went from how we got together to thunderstorms and Thundercats.
And I bet Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. I must also point out we've been talking now for 47 minutes.
Wow. You've got a long video to do.
That's alright, at least I don't need to edit anything out.
No, I don't think so. Unless I have music, but I know that silly rule now. No music.
Yeah.
You can, but...
I mean, I would, but then YouTube will probably be like, "Oh, you have this copyright warning, blah blah blah." Even though it's like, but I don't own the music. I'm not taking credit or making money.
Yeah, no, it's silly, really. Because sometimes some people can have a conversation with music going.
Yeah.
It's nicer, it's relaxing.
Yeah. This is why I don't put like proper Yu-Gi-Oh music in the Edo Pro Duels or whatever. I mean, I'd like to, but there's that requirement where you need permission from the original owner, but it's like, who am I supposed to ask for permission? How do I contact them? Like, it's impossible. Yeah, I think that wraps up this little love story video thing.
Love story. But you know what, there's probably more I want to say, then I'll remember it when you're done. When you finish the video.
That's alright, I think we've pretty much covered everything that we want to talk about.
Yeah. You've got a really good memory though. He also did something else in the past when I first met him. Not
Did
the
I?
very first time when you came over my place,
Yeah.
other place. The second trip, I think it was. You farted in the bathroom really
Oh
loudly.
yeah.
And it made everyone.
I forgot to mention that.
You might have mentioned it in a previous video, maybe. But it was so funny.
Yeah. It scared the crap out of one person in particular and had you in hysterics.
It was so loud.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I only went in there for a piss. Like that was it.
And my bathroom was echoey back then.
Yeah.
That one is as well where we're staying at now, so if you fart in there, I'm going to hear it through the walls.
I'll have you in bits.
Yeah. I find them funny in the bath, when you fart in the bath.
I just think they're funny in general.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't think they're funny just has is just sour.
Yeah. They're not, I don't think they're funny if someone's annoying you at the time and then they try and fart in your face and make you smell it. I think, no.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line. Farting on someone, different story. Not funny at all. Not cool.
Unless it's an accident if I'm sitting on your lap.
Oh yeah, if it's accidental, that's alright.
Like this.
Oh, fucking hell. We'll wait and see if I can spell. Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I can't smell anything
I'm
yet.
waiting for the... Oh! I can't be mean, can I? I'm blowing in his face.
I can't smell it if I'm... Thanks. I can't smell anything.
You're lucky. Perhaps you got used to it.
Jesus Christ. And they call me a bum bag.
Yeah, we do.
Ugh.
Oh, the other thing I liked about him back then as well, and
Yeah.
still, is your laugh, your smile. He's got a cute smile.
Yeah, my laugh is very infectious as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and funny, and cute.
it's so funny, it sets off everyone else.
And you have a really nice smile. See? It's cute.
You have a beautiful smile too. And your laugh makes me laugh. See how beautiful this smile is?
I try.
You don't need to.
Not do you? No, look, this smile. Cute.
Don't know how well it can be seen in this light though.
I can always see yours. Sometimes bright lights are not always good, so they show everything. All down to your worst pimple on your body.
Oh, I guess that wraps this up.
Yeah, so it's probably been an hour, nearly now.
Yeah. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this love story. Well, I'm pretty sure you did. And obviously, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe as well. At the time of recording, I'm at 195 subs. Just 5 more away from the big 200. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, and remember that little Elvis, that little dog I was looking after?
Yeah,
You have to subscribe for him,
yeah.
because he's cute.
He is cute, yeah. He certainly loves me watching me open packs.
And we might also do more prank videos, so if you want me to prank him,
Great.
you've got to subscribe,
Why me?
because it's funny. Just like
It's
this. Tickle.
I'm gonna get you for this.
There you are.
Yeah, you sure?
Boop. could be worse. You lost the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh yeah, well since you mentioned it and thought about it, you lost it too. Ha!
I like losing games. You can still get the fun out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Ah!
Scream.
Well, it looks like I'm gonna get terrorised for a while, so thank you for watching and good night. Or good morning! Bye. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Magician YouTube channel.